Welcome back, Flutter experts. In this fourth and final part of our Firebase Cloud Messaging tutorial, we are going to add some advanced features to our Flutter chat application. We will add interactive messages, navigate to the chat page, and send FCM notifications. So let's jump into the code. In this part, we will be just adding functionality to handle interactive messages when our application is terminated or it's on background state. So we will be just handling that. So for that, we will be just creating a method which will just handle all the interactive messages, and it will just handle the behavior of our application when user taps on the notification how our application will behave. So we will be just creating a future function for that, which will be future, and the data type will be void, and I'll be just naming it setup interact messages. So I will be just passing the build context and the context to this, and that's it. As you know that it's a future function, so I'll be just using the async keyword here. So now we will be just checking for if our application is terminated, so what it should do, and if it is on background state, then how it should behave. So for that, we will be just checking the initial messages to know that our application is on terminated state or on background state. So for that, we will be just creating an instance of our remote message, and this time I will be just naming it initial message, and I will be just using the wait keyword to just wait for some seconds while the initial messages are fetched. So for that, I will be just using the Firebase messaging instance and the get initial message. That's it. I have just created the instance. So now on the basis of this initial message, we will be just checking if our application is terminated or on background state. So first we will be checking for when application is terminated state, so what it should do. So we will be just checking some conditions here. So if initial message, basically this initial message is not equal to null. If the initial message is not null, it means that our application is in terminated state. So we just need to uh, also handle this basically. So for that, we will be just creating another function which will be responsible for handling all the messages. If user taps on that notification, it should just redirect to the chat page. So we will be just creating that function. So basically that will be the void. I'll be just naming it handle messages, and here I will also be just passing the build context into that, and this time I will be just also passing the remote message. So we just need all the details of the notification, so we will be just getting them from our remote messages. So I'll be just creating instance of that, and that's it. So here we will be just checking some kind of user authentication. If the sender and receiver are not same, so then just go to the next page. Basically in our case, the page will be the chat page. So for that, to access the user details, we need to just create an instance of our Firebase auth to get the current user details, and as we are just getting the sender details from our this remote messages, so we will be just checking if the receiver ID is not equal to the current user ID, they just redirect to the next page, which in our case will be the chat page. So for that, we will be just checking a condition in the if statement, which will be remote message dot data, and on the data we will be just checking the receiver ID basically. So the receiver ID not equal to our Firebase auth. We will be just creating an instance of our Firebase auth to just get the user details from there. So I'll be just creating an instance of my Firebase auth. For that I will be just creating our Firebase auth. Here you go, the Firebase auth. So Firebase auth is equal to Firebase auth.instance. That's it. We have just created an instance of Firebase auth. So now we are able to get the user information from the Firebase auth instance. So I'll be just using the Firebase auth dot current user dot uid. Basically here we are checking if though both users are not same, so then just do some kind of actions. So in our case we will be just navigating to our chat page. So for that we will be just using the navigator dot push, and the route will be the material page route, and we just need a builder. So I'll be just providing the builder, and we will be just redirecting to our chat page. So basically this will be the chat page, and that's it. Now it also requires the receiver user email and the receiver user ID. So we will be just getting them from our this remote message. Basically it will be just added to the notification details, so we can just get them from our remote message. So we will be just getting them, which will be remote message dot data, and that will be the receiver ID. And I'll be just copying this from here, and I'll be just pasting it here, and I'll be just changing it the ID to email, basically to get the email of our receiver, and that's it. Now I will be just adding some comma, and I'll be just saving that. So we are done by creating the handle message method. So when if the initial message is not null, so we need to just do some kind of actions here. So we will be just calling our this function. Basically it is handle messages, so it requires basically the context we will be providing it, and the message. In our case it will be our initial message basically. So that's it. Now we will also be tackling the uh, behavior when our application is on background state. So for that we need to just listen for an event. If it receives something, then we just need to perform an action accordingly. So for that we will be just uh, doing that. So for that we just need to uh, I'll be just adding the comment before that, so we will be just doing that, and that's it. Now I will be just creating a method which basically will be coming from our Firebase messaging, and here you go. Now we will be just using the on message open application. Basically it will just listens for the new notifications when user clicks on that. So it will be just doing some kind of actions, and it just tackle the behavior of our application from that. So this listens, and that's it. Now I will be just providing that handle message when user taps on that notification, so what it should behave or what it should do basically. So I will be just calling this handle message. It takes a context and basically it takes the uh, message. In our case, it will be this event, whatever uh, event will come while the application is listening. So we will be just providing that message to it. That's it. I will be just saving this from here, and now we just need to send the messages when um, a user sends a message to the other user. So we just need to trigger our this function basically. So it will be just sending the notification to other user. So we are done from our this notification services basically. So we will be just also handling something when the notification uh, on that receive notification response. So when the application is on foreground basically, so we also need to just do something if user taps on that notification basically. So we will be just also uh, calling our this handle message which we have just created. So we will be just doing that. We will be just redirecting to our that page basically, chat page, when user taps on the notification. So yeah, now that's it, we are done. Now I will be just moving to my chat services class, and here when user uh, clicks on the send button, so we also need to uh, send a notification while user sends a message to the other user. So we will be just using that from here. So we will be just constructing a notification message first. That's it. Now I will be just creating my notification message. In our case it will be in a JSON form, so I'll be just creating that. Basically we just need to send the message in a form of JSON to our FCM server. So for that I will be just creating a notification message here, which will be notification message, and here you go. I will be just creating my message here. So in my case this will be notification, and on the notification I will be just sending a title basically, and the title will be new message in my case. So you, if you want to send the actual message, whatever user message will be, you can just send it to this JSON. So you just add the message here. So in my case I am just showing a new message for the title. So that's it. Now I will be just also creating a body, sending a body to that. So I will be just calling my body, and in the body I will be just heading you have received a new message from that user, which user is sending basically. So I will be just doing that. So you have received a new message from current user. That's it. We just want to show the user email when the user receives a notification. So that's it. Now I also need to send some kind of extra information to that. So we just need to provide it in a data form. So we will be just sending some kind of data. In our case we will be sending the receiver ID and the current user email address. So for that we will be just doing that. We just need to send the receiver ID to, in our case it will be receiver ID, and it will be the receiver ID basically, receiver ID. That's it. So now on this, which will be receiver email, so I will be just sending the receiver email from here, which will be this, and now that's it. So to whom we want to send the message basically, so we just need to send it to the uh, receiver ID. Basically I will be just using the to function here. So in our case we are not using the FCM token to send messages from one user to user. So in our case, in our this chat application, basically we are just using our receiver ID and the current user ID to send messages to one another user. So in the two function, I will be just creating uh, basically a topic. So here we will be just sending the current user ID to that topic, and that's it. We just also added the two, and now we just need to send the actual FCM token to our server, and it will just receive it to our that user. So now we will be just also creating the send FCM notification for that, and we have just created the message here. Now we will be just implementing how we can just send the notification. So for that we just take the request permission first from the user, which will be Firebase messaging. And for to use the Firebase messaging instance, we just need to create it first. So for that we will be just creating an instance of our Firebase messaging on the top. So I'll be just creating that Firebase messaging, and that will be Firebase messaging is equal to Firebase messaging dot instance. That's it. Now I will be just using this, and we will be just sending the FCM token. That's it. I'll be just using this and the request permission to ask for the permission, and I will be just also using the subscribe to topic, which will be Firebase messaging dot subscribe to topic, and in our case our topic will be the receiver ID. Basically what this subscribe to topics are in our FCM token. So in Firebase Cloud Messaging FCM, the subscribe to topic method is used to subscribe a device to a specific topic. Topics are used as a way to categorize devices and send messages to multiple devices that have subscribed to the same topic. Here's why uh, we use subscribe to topic. By subscribing a device to a topic, you essentially add it to group of devices interested in particular category or subject. For example, in a messaging application, in our case, we have a topic like news, sports, or individual user IDs. Devices interested in specific topics can subscribe to those topics. So we can also target the messaging or the user by using this subscribe to topic. Subscribing to topics allow for more targeted messaging. When a message is sent to a topic, only devices subscribed to that topic will receive message. This is usually when you want to send messages to a specific groups of user rather than broadcasting the message to all devices. As simple as that, we are using the subscribe to topic for that reason. So now we just need to also install a package to send the this notification to the server, basically FCM server. So for that we just need to install the HTTP package, so we should be able to use the methods of our HTTP. So I have just installed this. So you just need to install this on your pubspec.yaml file. So yeah, now we will be just sending our this message to our server. So for that I will be just using this await again to just wait for some times while this sends the message to the server. So it just need to wait for some times. So we just need to also import the HTTP package here. So in my case I will be just importing that, which will be http dot, and I will be just accessing the HTTP method using this HTTP. So that's why I'll just adding this as HTTP. So by using this now HTTP, I will be just able to get the methods of my this function or this package basically. So I will be just using this http, and now I will be just using the post. As you know that the post method is used to send something to the server, so we will be just sending our this message to the server. So for that we will be just using the URI dot parse, and now we just need the URL where we just want to send it. So in our case I will be just using the URL https which will be fchem.googleapis.com/fchem and this send. So I will be just providing this URL in the comment section, so you can just access it or you can just see that from here there. So as you know that we just need to some kind of data by sending it to the server. So in the post method we just need to also send some kind of authentications in our case, and the body part we just need to send our message. So we just first to send some kind of data to the Google server, Google FCM server. Basically we just need some kind of authentications like our mm, messaging server key. So for that we will be just going to our Firebase Cloud Console. Just go to your console, Firebase console basically, and just choose the package which you have just integrated into your chat application. So in my case this is this, and I will be just selecting this, and now just go to your application project settings, and in the settings section just go to the cloud messaging tab. And here if your this cloud messaging API is not enabled, so just go to the Google Cloud Console and just enable that. So in my case it is already enabled, so I am just getting this manage button. But if in your case it is not enabled, so you will be just getting the enabled button here. So just click the enable button, that it will be just enabled, the cloud messaging will be enabled, and go back to your Firebase console, and you will be just getting this server key. So please just use your own server key. I will be just removing or deleting this server key. You will not be able to use this, so just copy it from here, and that's it. Now we just need to provide this authorization in the header section of our post. So for that we will be just using the header, and the headers which will be type of string and string. And now we just need to provide the type, which type of data we are sending to the server. In our case we will be just providing it, so we just need to provide a key and the value for that. So we just use the content and content type basically. So our case it is the application JSON, and now we just need to also pass this authorization key to it. So in our case it is authorization, and here you go. Now we just need to pass the key, which will be key is equal to this, and I will be just pasting this, and that's it. And great, now we just need to also send the notification message, actual message, to the server. So for that we will be just encoding our JSON to the body. We will be just using JSON encode, and now we just need to pass the notification message which we have just created on the top basically. So that's it. Now it's the time to check the notifications. So we will be just uh, starting our other emulator, which will be this basically. So let's just run our application into that emulator too. So let's just wait while it just starts. So I'll be just going to my terminal tab, and here I will be just now running my this project into that new terminal basically, which will be Flutter run, and I'll be just entering that. And now it requires some kind of information to us. So now was our emulator. So I'll be just clicking on 2. So let's just see what will happen. So yeah, now we will be just checking our notifications. While we just send a message, we will be just checking if we are getting the notification or not. So let's just do that. Checking foreground notifications. I'll be just sending the message. So yeah, we have just made a mistake, which was this a comma in our this server key. So basically we have just added a comma that was the reason the notification was not being received. So now we will be just removing this comma, and now I will be just saving this again, and now we will be just testing the notifications on our devices basically. So for that, now I will be just sending a message from this device to this device. So I will be just sending this. And now, yeah, we have just got the notification. You have received a new message from this user. And now I will be just sending this, checking for ground notifications. And now I will be just sending it to this device. And yeah, we have just got the notification basically. So now I will be just moving my application on a background state, and we will be just checking the notification on the background state. So I will be just clearing all the notifications from here, and now how again I will be just sending it, checking on background, and I will just send this. And yeah, we have got the notification while our application is on background state. And now when I click on this notification, and I am just redirected to my this chat page basically. So yeah, great. Now I will be just checking the last one, which I will be just moving my application on a terminated mode. So as you see that out there are no application open, so I will be just sending a message to my this um, device. So this time I will be just sending this, and now we will be just checking if we get the notification or not. So yeah, we have just got the notification while our application is on terminated state basically. And there you have it. We have completed our journey of integrating Firebase Cloud Messaging into our Flutter chat application. You now have a powerful tool to send and receive real-time notifications. If you enjoyed this tutorial and want more tips and tricks, follow me on Instagram, like my Facebook page, and join our WhatsApp group and channel. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Until then, happy coding, and I see you in the next tutorial.